Hello, and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. And today we're going to take a look at a beer from Minoh Brewery in Minoh, Osaka, Japan. And in the last two videos, we looked at two of their beers, and today we're going to look at a third. And then in the next two videos, we'll look at a fourth and a fifth. And these are their regular lineup beers. Minoh Brewery is based in Minoh, Japan. And excuse me, it is a suburb of Osaka, to the north of Osaka, and it goes right up into the mountains. People regard it as a fairly pleasant place. You can see a lot of nature there, waterfalls, monkeys. There's a nice hot spring there. And they have been in operation for quite a while. They're one of the oldest breweries in Japan, craft beer breweries, and certainly among the oldest in the Osaka area. Perhaps the only other one that was around at the same time would have been Kuni Nocho, a much smaller operation. They started in 1996 and began brewing in 1997. The backstory of the brewery is interesting and I think adds something to their popularity. It was founded by a man named Oshita Masaji, who was a liquor distributor in Osaka, and he decided that he wanted to raise profit by brewing beer rather than just distributing alcohol. And he bought a facility and then told his three daughters that they were going to be the brewers, and they had no experience whatsoever. So they did spend some time learning how to brew. Got equipment, but for 5 years or so they brewed with only with extract, malt extract, rather than all grain brewing. And over time, gradually the oldest daughter, I believe she's the oldest daughter, Kaori, Oshita Kaori, became the head brewer and became quite a good brewer as well. They have a number of facilities in the Osaka area. They have their brewery and a warehouse facility where they have a main brewery and you can drink beer there. And they have two bars, and they're both called Beer Belly. The one in Edobori, I'm sorry, not Edobori, Tosabori, near downtown Osaka was the original bar for Minoh beers, and then they recently opened up another one in Tenma, and that's called Beer Belly Tenma. And the Tenma location is where you can probably sample the greatest range of their beers. They have almost always have all of their regulars, and then a variety of seasonals, limited releases, one-offs, that sort of thing. And Minoh Brewery also uses local produce in some of their beers. They make some beers with peach, for example, a peach Veit Weizen, and also yuzu, Japanese citrus fruit. And they have made a hemp beer. In fact, they made two hemp beers in the past. This is quite a while ago. And also a wine beer, and they still make that, Cabernet. And so a variety of interesting beers. Probably the one that gets the most attention among beer geeks in Japan is called their WIPA, double IPA. And sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. In fact, a lot of Minoh beers tend to be variable in quality. Occasionally you get it when it's really good, and sometimes not. They are very active on the beer festival scene in Japan and in other countries as well. Oshita Kaori claims to go to around 100 festivals a year, which is amazing, and she attends most of them herself as well as being the CEO and the head brewer. So they did have a bit of trouble in the early 2000s when they started becoming popular, and it was hard for them to meet demand. They didn't have enough employees, but now they do. They've hired some, they have some assistant brewers, and there are around 20 or 25 people who work for Minoh now as well. So their basic line is consists of a pale ale, a Pilsner, a Weizen, a Stout, and their double IPA. And those are the five beers. And that seems to me a good, a good basic lineup. Those are beers that are always available. On their website, and I'll put a link to it below, you can find a lot of the other beers that they put out, a lot of one-offs and collaborations, seasonal beers that they put out. And so we're going to today take a look at their Weizen. And this is a 5% beer. It's a Weiss beer or Hefeweizen. And on RateBeer, it has 44 ratings for an average score of 3.38 out of 5. Percentile score of 61% out of 100 for all beers, and 95 for its style, which is Weiss beer, Hefeweizen, South German style beer. And that seems to me to be rather high, the 95. And I haven't had this in quite a while. We'll give it a go, okay? Again, 5% Weizen from Minoh. Oh, and I mentioned monkeys up near Minoh. They do put a monkey on their cap. And some of their limited release beers incorporate the Japanese name of monkey, Zaru or Saru, Osaru. So they take note of their local fauna in their beers. Let's try this here. Okay, so it is a Weizen, Hefeweizen, and it pours out a very nice medium straw, kind of pale straw color, very bright in the light, with a finger and a half of foamy head. This style of beer should have a substantial head on it. Pretty solid. All right, aroma. Okay, I'm getting the wheat, light banana note. Something more like maybe tropical flowers. Light spice, clove. Something like apples too, maybe apple juice. Okay, flavor. Okay. In the ingredients, they put just barley, malt, and hops. They don't specify it as a wheat. They do say Weizen, but no clove or anything like that is listed here. So, I'm sorry, not clove. No spice whatsoever. So I'm assuming in the malt they're assuming this is a wheat malt beer. Flavor is very, very light, almost kind of synthetic, sort of banana, light peach, apple, and some yeastiness, definitely. Very light bitterness in this. Body's thin, maybe a little watery. Overall, a little bit flat in flavor. This is not a complex Weizen, and Weizens probably shouldn't be terribly complex, but they should really hit their notes well. And this one does not quite do it. It's okay. I don't think it deserves a 95 percentile rating for Weiss beer that it has on RateBeer, but it is a very tolerable wheat beer. Would be great in the summer as a refreshing summer drink on a hot day. So once again, this is Minoh Weizen, and you can find their beers in the Kansai region of Japan, around Osaka, Kyoto, Kobe. You'll find their beers in many places, in large liquor stores, supermarkets, sometimes even convenience stores. So give it a try. And their beer is available on tap throughout Japan as well. So, again, Weizen from Minoh Brewery in Minoh, Osaka, Japan. Give it a go. Let me know what you think, and leave a comment if you like. Okay, I will reply. And that's it for today. Next time we'll look at another beer from Minoh. Bye bye.